So we've now reached the point where we've grown, right? We've grown. Our family has grown, right? You see what Mo 3 and you see what Big U and you see what all these guys that everybody is laughing at now, right? The way that they handle disputes.
All right,
They
Bill.
go out and kill them. They go out and unalive them. You know what I'm saying? Right? So now, if when tracking diplomacy ends, violence and ignorance begins. So we've been tactful, we've been diplomatic, we've done all the things that a businessman would do when he gets into a dispute. But here comes the drivers. Here comes the Latinos. Here comes the narrative, right? Here comes the narrative that we're not doing what we're supposed to do, right?
All right, so
there's a narrative that
I need you to land this plane. I need you to land this plane, Bill, because I got questions I need to ask. Caller, what's your name you calling from?
Hey, man, you know I got to tap in, man, when I see my name in the headlines. I'm going to tap in sometimes when it ain't happening. You know, it's Bill Haney, man. Hello. Yeah.
Bill Haney, I be damned. Boy. You know, you always the you made some headlines. We got over 700 people watching the show on between here and X. You made some headlines, Bill. People are felt that, they feel some type of way about the interview with you and Gabe Rosado. I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak. I'm going to hope that you allow me to ask you some questions. And just, you know what I mean?
I'm not going to call on the show and be like that. I'm going to and I'll answer the callers. I'll answer whoever. But one thing that caller right there, that caller was on point, spot on point in terms of how it went in the chronological order in which, and that's why I said to Gabe, I said, oh, man, come on now.
What point did he make?
Well, he said how it started, right? Yeah. The whole thing was about being tinny, right? It was about being tinny, right? And then, so I asked him, I said, so what about you? You know what I'm saying? What about you? And what about all the other fighters that went down? Are they tinny as well?
That's
right?
fair. That's fair.
So when I start talking about him and his 17 losses, when he called Devin a hoe. He called Devin a hoe first. You know what I mean? And you know I wasn't going to stand for that. You know what I mean? Right? When I called him, I said, damn, I'm calling to talk to you as a man, and you called him a hoe. But, let me ask you a question, because I know that you're very familiar with the NOI, you're very conscious, and are you familiar with the term driver when it's made reference to a black person, a driver?
Driver? Are you talking about the person who drives the limousine and drives the master around and stuff like that, or what do you mean?
No, not that kind of driver. Is anybody else in the chat, are they familiar with what a driver is when he's made reference to a black person being a driver? And I guess you could say slavery days. You would say, you know what I mean? Modern day. Slavery. Let's start there.
Okay,
is anyone familiar with the term driver?
A little bit. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I've heard that term a lot when I was coming up. I didn't, so I'll be lying to you.
Okay. Let me give it to you, because when we talk about blacks and we talk about me saying monkey and those kind of things, and for one, the guy said that he's a gorilla, right? He said he's a gorilla, right? Mm-hmm. Not a gorilla in the army, but he said he was a gorilla.
You're talking about Tank, right?
Tank Davis, correct?
Okay.
He said he's a gorilla, right?
Okay.
Right? Gorilla? Are we on there? Does he not? Is he not the big 8?
Okay, go ahead.
So,
I got you.
No, I'm asking though. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, he called himself. Yeah, he called himself a gorilla. He do. He called himself the gorilla. Matter of fact, I think that's his logo. That's his logo, right? For TTT.
That is his logo, gorilla, right?
Yeah.
So when I call him, I said, you're not a gorilla. You're a little monkey. You're a little bitty monkey. You're not a big 8. You're not a big gorilla that's so menacing that you scare everybody, right? A gorilla is going to scare everybody. A monkey is a little small monkey, right? He's small and he's kind of nice and not as menacing, right? So that's where the turn where I said, but of course, right, the drivers, right, the drivers wanted to take the opportunity to say that I was being racist towards him, right? How is a person that calls himself a gorilla and a person that says that you're not a gorilla, you're a monkey, how is that being racist?
So you're saying, so basically what you're saying, the context in which you were saying it in was you was letting it be known that Gervonta Tank Davis isn't a gorilla, he's a monkey, and it was kind of like a play on words based on...
Not just a monkey, a little monkey. One of the little bitty monkeys. You know the little bitty monkeys that be throwing the shit and the little bitty ones.
So let me ask you this. When Teofimo Lopez ain't got nothing to do with this, but when Teofimo Lopez called Gervonta Tank Davis and Terrence Crawford, was it Terrence Crawford? Oh, yeah, and Keyshawn Davis monkeys and whatever monkey wants to step up and want to fight. What is that? Was that the same thing? Or?
Now he was intentionally being racist towards them. He was intentionally doing that. That was not my intention to be racist towards him. My intention was to say that he was the guy that we got a chance to see against Lamont Roach. Not as tough, not as scary. You see a 130-pounder stay in the pocket waiting to fight.
Yeah.
Just from that perspective.
Okay,
I never said he looked like a monkey. I never said no shit like that.
What you're saying, the context. But this is the thing, Bill. I swear to God, I hate bringing these niggas up but I'm gonna bring it up anyways. I'm gonna just say, there are people who you have spoken to, who you affiliate with. They say a lot of salacious things, and it appears that you have confirmed a lot of the stuff that they say by agreeing with them when they talk about certain black fighters. These guys say some of the most salacious shit when it come to, again, I'm telling you from my personal experience, my personal observation. And I told you this before. I say, Bill, and again, I'm not trying to bring up matter of fact, I ain't even talking about that because I want to bring these niggas up. But what I'm saying is, people feel that you are being very hypocritical. You talk bad about...
Yeah,
go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I say you talk, 1 minute you saying one thing about blacks and this and that, we got to come together as brothers. But then, another thing you would say, well, okay, you monkeys and this and that. So you're saying that you was only talking about Tank Davis, but you have said monkeys on multiple occasions, and you said it from a plural standpoint, meaning you're talking about a group of people. So what do you got to say about that?
Okay. Now let me educate you on what the term driver is.
Yeah, educate me on that.
Okay.
I'm here, Bill.
Back in slavery, some black people were used to control other black people. They were called drivers. A driver was still a slave, but the master gave them a little more food, less work, or a small reward to watch over and discipline the others. They had to keep folks in line, make them work harder, and sometimes even punish them. It was all a part of the divide and conquer game. The master knew if we were to be busy fighting each other, we wouldn't fight the system. Sound familiar? Fast forward to today, it's still happening in different ways. People sell each other out for clout, crumbs, or a seat at the table, forgetting the table was never built for us to win. The driver back then had a whip. The driver today might have a platform, a title, or a paycheck. But the mission looks the same. Keep us divided. Here's a list of modern day drivers, not always by name, but by role and behavior. These are the people and the types who knowingly or unknowingly carry out the system's work by keeping their own people in check for the benefit of others. The clout chasing sellout. The person who will throw their community under the bus on TV, podcasts, or social media just to get likes, sponsorship, or mainstream acceptance. The influencer who always sides against black issues to look neutral or brand deals. The puppet politician, the corporate gatekeeper, the media mouthpiece, commentators, podcasters, or journalists who parrot anti-black narratives, discredit movements like BLM, or hype up criminal stereotypes while ignoring the system behind it. Law enforcement, culture vulture assistants, preachers, these are today's drivers. They might not wear chains, but they help keep others in them. They don't work in the field, but they work in the system. Those are those monkeys, those tap dancing, those coons that have been around since the beginning of time. When you talk about reaching a point where there's a ceiling that most African Americans will never experience, that's not there for others, right? There's a ceiling of opportunity. I don't care. It's to like shut up and just dribble the basketball. Shut up and just go in there and fight and box. We won't never own the network. We won't never control the game, but we will always be a part of the game. Not that I'm complaining about my position. I'm just making everyone aware that no matter how hard you work, there will become a time, at least in this boxing, that there's a ceiling that you'll reach. We reach the ceiling. And no matter how hard we work and how determined we are, because the narrative is not that as a father and son, they said, well, father and sons, what Gabe said was father and sons don't work. Where we have paved the way and been a blueprint for other father and sons to say, well, we can do it. Now, we've of course worked with everybody and not shown any allegiance to anyone other than ourselves, other than DHP. But that narrative is not one that spreads because of the modern day drivers, right?
Okay, so
the powers that be, the powers that be that do not want the system to change in any way, right? And that's just the way it is. But when you talk about Gabe, a modern day driver is Rampage Jackson, right? Who takes an opportunity, right? Who himself has been accused of cheating using testosterone PRT, which is going in and getting testosterone therapy.
Yeah, I want to interject. I want to interject now because you said a whole lot of stuff. I want to address.
Okay, because I'm gonna stick around.
So, okay.
So while others talk about, well, it's black people doing it. Man, come on, man. It was black people capturing black people, right? It's been black people selling black people since the beginning of time. That should never negate the fact that there is. Even Floyd Mayweather said, "Is there racism in boxing?" Absolutely. That's what he said.
So, Bill,
things haven't changed.
All right, so driver. Let's just the word driver because I call it something else. You talking about this? You talking about the house nigga? You talking about they may pick a guy that may be the head field nigga in charge who keep the rest of the niggas in charge. So you call it hear me out, Bill. You said a whole lot. I didn't interrupt you. I let you talk. Now I want to come back. I really do want to come back on this. So you saying that you say that you mentioned podcasters, media outlets. They are the drivers, meaning black people, who are put out there to keep the other blacks in check. Which blacks in the media that are the drivers that you, so to speak, that's trying to keep everyone else in check to come against you and your son? You said Quinton Rampage Jackson. What makes you say that? What makes you feel that they are drivers?
Well, I mean, because he had an opportunity in his own business. Mark Hunt, right? Mark Hunt was he was suing Brock Lesnar, right? He sued Brock Lesnar and the UFC for the same stuff, steroids, right? And while he was, and that was while Rampage Jackson was actually in the sport, right? And he never mentioned Mark Hunt, never, right? Now he also I'm gonna talk about. He talked about
and Mark Hunt is white. Mark Hunt is white, right? So your point is Your point is he picks and chooses when to attack somebody black, but he don't say nothing about the whites. That's what you're saying? To summarize it.
Whatever color it is, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to, you know what I mean, to pull us down, right, while raising another up, right? When he could have just minded his business, because he's actually talked about in Pride, in the Pride League, how much that they were letting substance, you know, PEDs inside the octagon, and he was against it, but he never took a stand other than just talking and whining, right, about it, right? He never did anything else, but then he took the opportunity to shit on Dev, right? But you said you were against PEDs and you're against all that, and he says he's a clean athlete, 100% clean, right? So why take an opportunity to shit on Dev? Well, you know, so we've now reached the point where we've grown, right? We've grown, our family has grown, right? You see what Mo 3 and you see what Big U and you see what all these guys that everybody is laughing at now, right? The way that they handle disputes.
Right,
they go out and kill them. They go out and unalive them. You know what I'm saying? Right? So now, if when tacking diplomacy ends, violence and ignorance begins. So we've been tactful, we've been diplomatic, we've done all the things that a businessman would do when he gets into a dispute. But here comes the drivers. Here comes the Latinos. Here comes the narrative, right? Here comes the narrative that we're not doing what we're supposed to do, right?
All right, so
there's a narrative that
I need you to land this plane. I need you to land this plane, Bill, because I got questions I need to ask.
Okay, let me land this shit. Now, on one hand, Devin, he's not street, right? He's not street, and he gets he gets flack. He says he's not street, or he ain't go up in the street. But then, okay, so if he's not street and he does something that a street dude wouldn't do and does it from a business perspective, then he's a snitch or he's anything like that. Well, last thing that I heard that civilians don't get labeled snitches. There's only snitches in the game. See, my grandmama and my mom and them, if someone was to go and rob the house right now, are they not going to call the police? Yeah, because they're civilians, right? I thought that the street shit, I thought snitching only applied to when you was in the game.
All right, I want to go back to what you was originally saying about the driver and stuff. I want to go back to that. So you spoke about drivers, meaning black people who their job is to try to work for the master and destroy and keep other blacks in check. You brought up BLM. Do you know what BLM is, Bill? As an organization? If you don't know what BLM is, let me educate you on that. BLM is a Marxist organization that's well funded and backed by white corporate dollars. They are they specialize in race hustling. They only come around in the community when someone white kills somebody black, and they are well funded by certain political figures and GMOs and stuff like that, and NGOs, something like that, and not GMO, NGOs, something like that. And they are used as tools to destroy our communities. Anytime some shit pop off, that's a racial hot topic, they'll come in, protest, this and that, burn the city down. Now, once Joe Biden became a president, BLM disappeared. But as soon as another political party comes in, before Joe Biden became president, they was active and well. So, and we know who backs these people like George Soros and stuff like that, fund these people. So I think BLM is a wrong example, because these are, and this organization they don't believe in a nuclear family. This organization is everything is totally the opposite of what you preach. You believe in family, right? You believe in husband and wife, family, stuff like that. With BLM, it was on their website. They don't believe in a nuclear family. So they represent the total opposite of everything that can help us as a people. Now, they do it in the name of black. You get what I'm saying? But just because you do it in the name of black don't mean it's for black people. That's what I'm saying. So me personally, I think that was a bad example.
The thing about it is when you talk about in any organization, I'm sure you're gonna have some good and you're gonna have some bad. Okay?
Yeah, that's a bad organization. That's a bad
but,
organization.
but
Ain't nothing good about it.
I don't know what I don't. Okay, well you name an organization that's not receiving money, right, from the federal government, right? Any organization that's a nonprofit or whatever that's not soliciting.
Yeah, I'm talking about NGO. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Bill, I'm not trying to even go down that rabbit hole. I want to stick specifically to BLM because that's what you brought up. I'm not even tripping on that. I'm saying I watched this organization. I studied this organization. This is a Marxist organization, and I see what they do. We seen it. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want to be stuck there. What does everything that you just said, the driver, people who are trying to keep black people in control, working for the master and all that stuff there, what does that have to do with Devin Haney?
If anything, the BLM did, just the moniker of it, Black Lives Matter, right? A lot of people won't know, right? And everything in COINTELPRO, you have infiltration and everything. That was the object of the government, was to infiltrate. So when you talk about infiltrate, do we really know, right, what we're reading is factual, right? Do you really know that's the point? Because I can tell you firsthand that the media and what you read in this boxing shit don't always be 100% true.
Okay, so you're here. You're here now. So let's address what was said with you and Gabe Rosado. You and Gabe Rosado had some words back and forth. You was upset with Gabe Rosado because he was dissing your son. He said your son was chinny, this and that. And you came along and said, hey, well, look, you got 17 losses. You'd have been dropping multiple times. So how come my son is chinny? I guess this was the point you was making. How come my son is chinny for getting dropped but standing up multiple times? And you didn't call him a warrior or nothing like that. But you have 17 losses and you've been knocked down.
Right.
But yet the narrative is Gabe Rosado was this warrior. Are you pointing out the double standards and the hypocrisy as it relates to Gabe Rosado and your son? Or are you just talking about black fighters in general? Because you made a statement saying that we have to win. They just have to fight. Who is the we? Hear me out, Bill, hear me out. I'm not finished. Who is the we that you were referring to? And who was the they that you were referring to in that particular soundbite?
Well, I can hear the cries out from others. One thing that I can come on and speak about is firsthand feeling it, right? Mm-hmm. I can firsthand feeling the heat and the flames from not only the drivers, but also, you know what I mean, the Latino community as well.
Do you consider me a driver?
No, I don't consider you a driver because you give me an opportunity to come on here and state my case. You know what I'm saying? You give me an opportunity to come on here. A lot of the time, I consider Fanon a driver because he doesn't give me an opportunity, right? See, so a lot of times, right, the opportunity means everything, and that's what I understood. My mom, right, being a Black Panther, I understood that her fight was
my mom was too,
for us and our kids to have an opportunity to win, right? Put us in the game with the least amount of education that we have. Just allow us to get in the game, right? I can come to my people and say to them, I say, listen, yeah, you make some money. You make some money. What's relative? You might not make what they're making, right? You're gonna make some money. You make a decent living, but you got to be strong because there is a ceiling that's gonna be there. You're gonna look up and say, no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you go, there is a ceiling.
So what ceiling? So y'all are multimillionaires, and I say this all the time, and I try to explain this to my audience. There's no beef with you and Gabe Rosado. There's no beef with Devin Haney or Tank or any of these guys. These guys are black privileged multimillionaires, all of you. You get what I'm saying? And I have to hark this home because there's a divide in boxing. Some fans feel, well, I got to ride with Tank, or I got to ride with Dev, I got to ride with Shakur, and this and that. And if I'm Team Dev, then that means it's us again. It's fuck Tank and it's fuck Shakur and this and that. And I have to let people know, all of you guys are multimillionaires. You are in a different tax bracket. You are privileged black men. You are in a different, social, from a social standpoint, you're in a higher status than someone like, the average black person. So I have to educate our people and say, look, man, There's no beef with these guys. You know, it's about the have and the have-nots. You guys have reached a level. When I say you, I'm talking about all of you black multimillionaire fighters. Y'all are not going through what the Jack Johnsons went through and the Sugar Ray Robinsons and the Muhammad Ali's and the Jack, not the Jack Dempsey's, but the what's my main man name? The one who Ali knocked out. Sonny Liston's and stuff like that. This is a different era. Now, are you going through?
No, you can't tell. Yeah, I'm going through the same thing. We're going through the same things that they went through then.
Give me some examples.
Right? I mean,
give me some examples.
It's pennies. It's pennies. I mean, it's pennies in comparison to being able to provide for your generations to come, being able to provide for the generation after you, right? Being able to secure an opportunity for the 2-3 generations down the line, right? That you're going to go to college and you're going to provide for them, right? So we still, no matter what, we still worry, we're still fighting, we're still clawing. But yeah, and when you talk about the entertainers and you talk about boxers and stuff like that, yeah, of course, right? But when you talk about making that transition over, I think the best fighter in the world, right? In our era, right? Floyd Mayweather, right? How big is his promotional company and how many fighters does he have?
Yeah, Floyd doesn't have a big promotional company at all. You know, he's never did. I mean, everything was done through the PBC and stuff like that. You know, back in the day when he started his company, he had Badu Jack, Jillian Love, Mickey Bay, stuff like that, and he tried to make the fight.
So he's our guy that we would look to in terms of that, right?
I think people probably look more towards maybe PBC. Are you talking about a fighter?
Fighter, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right. But I don't want to say that, the way that I'm living is way better than where I came from. You see what I'm saying? But I also want to let you know that with this, it's 20 years worth of work, right? And nobody gave us nothing. We fought for everything that we have, right? And I think that when you say Deontay Wilder is complaining about it, that somebody gave him or somebody wrote the check. No, the fighter should be he's the talent. He should be the boss. He should be that. It's not the manager. It's not the promoter. It's not the network. The fighter should be in control of his destiny, and he should be the boss. He's paying everybody else.
Yeah, I'm lost. Well, okay, what I'm trying to Deontay,
he's paying the promoter. The guy you said, John D's or
JD's
or whatever. Yes. All those guys were getting paid from Wilder. You see, when Wilder, and I think even Berlanga pointed out to this, right? And he says, listen, the promoter and the promoter and the manager, they get paid from the network based on the profile of the fighter.
What?
Right? When they give us a check, a check, whether it be Turkey, whether it be whoever, it's based on the fans. It's based on you guys.
What does that have to do with the drivers and the blacks who are always tacking other black fighters? What does that have to do with?
Personally, listen, I fuck the drivers.
But you brought it up though.
They're going to be there. What I'm saying is, and I'm telling you that they're going to be there. There's no more where I'm saying to you, whereas you don't think that when you talked about those this is not the time, these are not the days. No, it's modern day drivers right now.
So give me some examples.
Right now.
Give me some examples. Like you said Fanon. So you feel like Fanon, since you brought him up.
I just said Fanon. I just said Rampage Jackson. I just said them two. So you
feel like their job as black men is to tear down other black fighters, or are you saying that because they have an unfavorable opinion about your son?
Well, both of them in their respective fields know how hard it is enough already in this field. Now, everybody that's in it, we're competitive, right? We're competitive. We're in the business. I didn't know why Rampage Jackson had so much to say like he knew Devin, right? To call him a bitch, right? To call him a bitch, right? You know her. Fanon Nakan, the same shit.
So your issue is, all right, because Fanon, again, me and Fanon don't like each other, but I'm not going to talk about that. But your issue is, okay, Fanon have black fighters that he likes. So it seems to me that you're calling him a driver, even though he have black fighters. Now, if he did this to all black fighters and only praised white fighters and non-black fighters, you would have a point. But because they have unfavorable opinions about your son, you are labeling them a driver, and you use the definition of the driver is the one who was used by the slave master to keep the other slaves in check. Okay, but that scenario doesn't apply to two black men who have an unfavorable position about your son. If they took that position and say, this is how we feel about all black fighters, and we're here to keep all these niggas in check and say disparaging things about them.
Listen, and see, a driver, you could be a driver in disguise. You could be a driver with a narrative, right? You could be a driver with a narrative.
You saying me?
No different than Ellie. No, yeah, I'm saying you could be. You could be.
Okay, so
now,
give me...
Just like Ellie. Just like Ellie Setback, right? Ellie Setback, right, could promote Tank, but at the same time hate on us, right? He could hate on us for no reason, right? Because there's no reason to hate, right? What did we do? What did we do for Ellie Setback to hate? But he's constantly hated. He's constantly did the same thing. So, never had nothing good to say.
So you have been receiving multicultural. So the hatred that you have been receiving comes across different racial lines, different multicultural lines. People don't like you from different backgrounds, and you got a lot of blacks who like Devin Haney. You got a lot of blacks who are fans of yours. Different groups love y'all to death. So. I mean, I don't get, to me, I don't get the point. I don't like Ellie Sutton. I don't like Fanon, but I gotta call it the way I say. Again, I don't fuck with them. Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't fuck with them at all. But you saying I could be a driver. How could I be a driver? I don't have any.
I'm saying this. Play the other side and tell me what could they hate me for.
I mean, you would have to ask them. I can't speak. You know, I can't speak for them.
You've asked me questions to speak on others. If you had to speak on it, what would they be hating on? I'm just asking, if you could think about it.
Okay, if I could think about it, I would say that they don't like you. They definitely don't like you. I can tell you that right now. There ain't too many people like you on the internet.
Well, why? It shouldn't take that long. It should come off just like that with you. You just tell me if they could, because it's enough of people to hate and saying something. What could they hate? What are they hating?
I mean, they feel like you're a hypocrite. They feel like you double speak when you talk. They feel like you're a bullshitter. They feel like you're a liar. They feel like you're all over the place. They feel like you're overbearing. Okay, they feel like you want to be on all of the videos. Hold on, hear me out. And they have their favorite fighters. So they are Tank Davis fans as well. So if you know anything about these content creators who are Tank Davis fans, if you're a diehard Tank Davis fan and they don't see any flaws in Tank can't do no wrong or whatever, they are automatically going to hate you. They're going to hate you out of their love and loyalty for Tank. So that's the way I see it. Bill, you still there?
Yeah, well, I'm still here, but that still didn't say anything. I mean, you basically didn't say anything. You said, okay, they could say that you're a liar. They could say that you're a hypocrite. They could say, they can say that about anybody. I can say people are saying that about you.
Yeah. I get that.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I get, and there are people out there that have unfavorable opinions about me. The only difference between me and you is I don't give a fuck. I don't care what people. I don't care what. Listen, it could be a group of niggas. I'm pretty sure. The Alphabet Boys, I'm gonna just say the LDBC, Fanon, Shigo, Ellie. None of these niggas like me. I don't give a damn. I'm not on the internet trying to, they ain't giving me a fair shake, and they talking bad about me. Fuck them niggas. See, I don't give a damn.
No, but see, that's the driver. That's what makes the potential driver, because you change your voice and say that like I'm saying, like I'm sound like I'm some some country motherfucking bumpkin.
Bill, you get Bill, you getting offended, Bill. That ain't what I'm saying, fam.
Because but you just said are you talking about me when you said that I'm different? Because it's just me and you talking on the phone. I made reference to people saying that, and you said, but I'm not on the phone. I'm not trying to, and I'm not on, and you change your voice as if in the country bumpkin voice.
Okay, all right. Well, country bumpkin voice, all that. Whatever. Whatever you said, you got that. Hear me out.
Is that not the voice that represents being a country uneducated motherfucker?
I mean, listen, Bill, you can say what you want to say. If you feel that I'm country and uneducated, then that tells me more about how you always felt than anything. But I'm gonna say this.
See, you're speaking. You're speaking educated right now. But when you just made reference, you changed your voice to seem uneducated. Is what I'm saying.
I totally missed your point because the only thing I did have a little higher pitch, but I'm letting you know that I don't give a damn about what other people think. Bill, hear me out. My point is this. I don't care about what people think about me. I don't give a fuck about the LDBC. I don't give a fuck about Ellie sucker nigga nutsack. I don't give a fuck about Shigo. I don't give a fuck about Fagnon. If them niggas don't like me, Coach don't care. I'm not on social media trying to get people to love me or not like me. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be the same nigga I was when I started this channel. That's what I'm telling you. I don't give a fuck, Bill. I don't care. Okay. You could tell me right now. You could tell me right now, Coach, I don't fuck with you. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. When you get paid, I don't get paid.
This is a healthy conversation.
Yeah.
Now what I'm saying is, now that's the definition of a driver. If a driver, right, in order to be liked, he holds back on everything that he's saying to move more in life, to get more money, to get more. You know what I mean? Now I'm on here talking about this shit, right? So I'm not the one that's saying that I'm on here trying to get liked, because if you're trying to get liked, then you're going to just roll with everything and not say nothing. That's what a driver is going to do.
Okay, but Bill, listen.
I'm not the smartest. I'm not the smartest at all.
Yeah, me neither. I ain't got but a GED. I ain't got but a GED, but I got a master's degree in common sense. But hold on. Let me tell you this here. Let me tell you this here.
I'm giving you my perspective and my feeling on it from the place that I'm at, right?
And I respect that. Right? I respect that. I respect that.
I don't have all the answers.
I disagree. I'm far from a driver, but let me explain something to you. I have Canelo fans, Mexican fans say that I'm racist against Mexicans. They don't like me, right? Not all, but some. I have black fans. Some of them say that I'm racist, that I'm a coon or a sellout or whatever because I criticize certain black fighters. I have white fans who say that, oh man, you racist against whites. So my question is this here. How can Coach Malachi be a driver? I hate my own people in one breath, but I have black fighters that I like. Mexicans say that, I hate Canelo, I don't like Mexicans and such and such, but my favorite Mexican fighter is Salvador Sanchez. White boxing fans, some of them say that I'm racist against whites because I criticize Tyson Fury, but it's quite a few white fighters. I love goddamn Rocky Marciano, I ain't gonna lie, and Jack Dempsey, you know what I mean? And and Caleb Plant, I like Caleb Plant now too. So it's like, okay, you saying I'm a driver, this group saying I hate Mexicans.
I did not say you was a driver, my brother. I told you, I spoke on two guys. I said with you, right? You allowing me on your platform with your audience, and you don't have to do that. I never said you're a driver. I said you could be an undercover driver, right? And like and say certain things that will fit the norm to keep it moving, but not go against the machine, not go against the narrative of what it really is, that it is racism in boxing, right? We do have a problem, right? And that's what I said. When I just read off the definition, I would be a driver is if I didn't say these things, right? If I didn't say these things for the benefit of making more money, right? Getting more titles, getting more things, other than just saying what I'm actually going through. Now, guess what? That doesn't mean that everyone is going through it. I'm only speaking about what I'm going through. What I'm going through.
What are you going through?
The problem is.
What are you going through?
No, what I'm having. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
What I'm saying is, what I have a problem or an issue with is when someone says that's not in my shoes to say, "Oh, well, Bill, you're not going through nothing. You got a bunch of money. You got a bunch of shit. This is, you know what I mean? y'all, all you fighters, ain't none of y'all going through shit. You know what I'm saying? Then that's when I call in. I say, no, coach, that's not true. That's not true.
Okay, so Bill, now you're referencing me. I say this all the time. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Whatever you're going through, let's say you're going through what Muhammad Ali went through. Let's say I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole. Let's say you're going through the same thing Jack Johnson went through. Explain to me how that did not prevent you from living in Henderson, Nevada, flying around the world in private jets. Y'all are multimillionaires. You do business with all of the white promoters, which is nothing wrong with that. You fought Lomachenko, stuff like that. White judges, Hispanic judges, they ruled in your favor over the white fighter. Ryan Garcia got popped with Osman. He cheated y'all. That is true. He cheated y'all. And a non-black New York Athletic State Commission overturned that laws and made it a draw. So I'm saying if you're going through all of these things with racism and going through what Ali went through, wouldn't the total opposite be happening to you guys? Wouldn't you not be able to make the type of money that you're making? Wouldn't you not be able to get the decisions that you're getting against non-white fighters from white organizations and stuff like that? That's my whole point. No. Like if you're going through all of this oppression. That's not true. Okay, well, educate me then. Educate me.
Right, because you can be an educated person, you can do all the right things, right? You can do all the right things, and when you reach the ceiling where you cannot become the president of the company, right? Because it's a ceiling. We'll let you just say a vice president. We'll let you say a chairman. There's a ceiling that you reach that says, okay, damn, they really playing this shit against me. They really playing this shit against us. They really do not want to see that happen, right? And for me per se, I said, yeah, that is true. In boxing, what we go through, there is a ceiling, right?
Are you the only ones? So are you okay? You say there's a ceiling. Is there a ceiling for the black fighters, or is there a ceiling just for you and Devin Haney? And if there is, can you give me some examples?
Okay. Well, I believe that if Devin was a white fighter, he would be described as an all-time great, a warrior, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. I believe if I was a white father, right, that I would be considered a genius.
Okay. So basically, what you're saying is,
listen. Lomachenko's dad is considered a genius.
Yeah. You know what? I had an issue, not to deviate from the topic, but I had an issue with Lomachenko. I had Lomachenko fans say that I hate white fighters because I'm like, okay, look, man, I had a problem with Teddy Atlas saying that Lomachenko was pound for pound the number one fighter in the world, and this motherfucker had a loss, and he had Andre Ward and Terrence Crawford sitting right next to him. Andre Ward was 32-0 at the time. Terrence Crawford was 30-something-0 at the time, 32-0 or something like that. But between the both of these guys, they were 60-something-0, and Lomachenko only had 10 or 11 fights at that time. And he told them that Lomachenko was a better fighter than them, and these niggas just sitting there looking at him crazy. You know, I still had a video. So I had an issue with that. He's the Matrix. You know, he white Jesus. He walks on water. Oh my God. So I do get what you're saying. You're saying that media, they use a level of hyperbole when it comes to certain fighters, but when it comes to Devin Haney, they treat him differently with a grain of salt. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that.
And the organization, whether it's the Republicans or the Democratic Party, they use the media. They use the media to drive the narrative. No different than the boxers. I mean, no different than the promoters. They use the media, right? And I'm gonna tell you, Coach, it's times where you'll think you'll be in prison. It's people saying, "Oh, this shit ain't that bad." Nah. Then there's people that say, "Man, I want to get the fuck out of here," right? This shit is terrible. Sometimes it's people in the neighborhood that say, man, the neighborhood, this shit ain't bad. Man, the motherfucker like, man, this shit is terrible. I want to get out of this shit. And then you have individuals like me in boxing that says, nah, man, we don't want to just be in this same spot. We don't want to be here. We want more. And I can identify with that as saying that they were, when you talk about drivers, you talk about individuals that were complacent and they were cool with being slaves because they were in the house, they got a few perks, they got some shit, and then they would talk about, others, and they would backbite and go against others that didn't feel that was good enough.
Yeah, well, yeah. I get what you're saying about drivers. I mean, that doesn't fit me because don't know. Like, I really don't have any connections to any of these guys.
Why do you keep saying? Why
no,
do you
hear
keep
me out.
taking that personal? Like I'm talking to you, man. I'm saying this, dog. I keep telling you over and over again.
No, hear me, brother.
I'm not talking about
Bill,
you. I'm on the platform, man.
Bill, hear me out.
I would say if it was you.
Bill, hear me out. Hear me out. In this particular instance, I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm just saying I'm not a driver, and I'm finna go somewhere else with it because I ain't got none of these motherfuckers paying me a motherfucking thing, and they don't even know me, and they really don't even fuck with me like that. None of them. Whether any media outlets, I'm blocked by Dan Rayfield, I'm blocked by Tank Davis. PBC don't fuck with me at all. There's a no-fly zone with PBC and me. You get what I'm saying from the beginning. So I'm just saying that don't fit me. But
you think I can call? I can't call. Listen, I can't call Dan Raphael right now and talk about this topic. I just said with you.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you. And
no. We passed that. No, you don't.
Every single time.
Yeah, you don't know.
Every single time.
Yeah. You don't have to. No, but you're reiterating it. So when I get it, so yeah, I don't. Okay. Again, hold on. This is the difference with me. With me, Bill, I honestly don't give a damn what nobody think about me. I don't. I'm just being honest with you. Now I get your position. You look, man. You feel like your son ain't getting a fair shake. In the media, Bill. This is an uphill battle. The media don't like you nor your son. You're going to get black fighters, black boxing fans, white fighters, white boxing fans, Hispanic fighters, Hispanic boxing fans. They going.
Okay, now we're talking about me. I don't give a fuck about that. I go everywhere. I go everywhere and talk my shit.
That's true.
I don't care nothing about that.
No, you do.
I don't care nothing about that. That ain't slowed me up.
You do.
And if I cared and I was scared, then I wouldn't be saying nothing now. Fuck them.
I've always told you that. I was like, Bill, man, fuck. I was like, you can't be worried about what other people saying. Like, fuck changing their position.
No. Listen, I ain't worried about the drivers. Let them keep driving. But they can't. But listen, this is what I'm saying. This too, though. Don't get mad when I call you a driver. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not mad
when I say that.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
Listen.
Listen.
Talking about you.
Listen. The reason why
talking about you, I'm saying now. Are you listen? So we're clear. Are you the people that? Because you just said the people is saying this and they ain't gonna like me and they're gonna do this and that. And I said okay. I said so they can't get mad when I call them drivers.
Yeah, I Listen.
I'm driving you right now, Coach. I keep telling you over and over.
No, Bill.
Let me and you stay focused.
I'm past.
You gotta stay focused.
You telling me to stay focused, Bill? You done went all around the world. You talk about BLM. You talk about drivers. You talk about caddies. You talk about the media. I'm like, Bill. Okay, I'm past that. All I'm saying, family. What I'm trying to say is this here.
I said to the
don't
point that
worry.
Hear me out. I don't know.
Bill, hear me out. Bill, hear me out. Forget
everything. I don't know everything. If the BLM, if they were compromised, right? From what I'm knowing,
Bill, there's two BLMs. There's two BLM. Let me just clarify that. The original BLM started in Ferguson, Missouri. That's the grassroots organization. The corporation, which has Patrice Cullors and the other lesbian women that's in their group, that has nothing to do with the grassroots BLM that started in Ferguson, Missouri. That's the nonprofit organization that's backed by George Soros and all that stuff there. And they practice Marxism. That's their playbook, Marxism. You get what I'm saying? And, destroying the nuclear family and stuff like that. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say they drivers. Yeah, I would say that. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So now you've educated me to the fact that they've become drivers themselves.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So that's why I was saying it's not at you, but I'm saying is there are drivers that could pose as BLM or pose as pro-black, but be actually drivers. So you just summed up what I've been saying the whole time.
Okay. All right. So Bill, as it relates to the interview that you had with Gabe Rosado on the Boxing Boys, the issue that you had with Gabe Rosado is you feel that he have unfair criticism to your son. To summarize it, is that it?
Gabe Rosado was kicking the narrative because that's what he wanted to say was the undercard. He wants to say they're all the same narrative. Kenny, they're all the same narrative, right? They're all the same narrative. The black, you guys need to separate. You two fathers, you guys need to separate. And I'm saying to separate. What didn't we? But if you got a chance to with your father and you lost 17 times, well, guess what? You got 17 more times to be together in order to get in your position.
Hey, listen, let me ask you this. I'm glad you brought that up. Let me ask you this. Did you hear what Oscar De La Hoya said? Do you feel so when you hear people say you need to separate from your son, let your son do his own thing? Do you take that as though people are trying to separate the father from the son, or they're just saying, look, man, let your son like? Do you feel that people are trying to tell you stop being a father stop being a father in your son's life, or do you take it as though, look, man, they're just saying from a professional standpoint, a boxing standpoint, let him get his own team, do his thing. You can still be the father. No one is doing very similar to Sugar Shane Mosey's father or Roy Jones' father or whatever. No, do you feel that people are telling you they don't want you to be a black father in your son's life, or they're saying that, hey, from a boxing standpoint, you're doing too much? He's a grown man.
So
how do you feel about that?
If I walked away, if I walked away right now, right, I have enough money to walk away and to go to do whatever, right? So if I walk away, right, and Devin didn't fire me, he didn't ask me to leave, right? Yeah, and Devin, then how would I look? If I just walk off, if I listen to them and I walk off from him because I'm listening to them because you're telling me don't listen, right? But if I listen to them, right, you say, fuck them, don't listen. So I would say, fuck them. I haven't been listening.
Right.
Devin is the boss. He gets the check, right?
Yes, sir.
He gets the check. But then I hear them saying that. So let's just take, for instance, if I do walk off and leave, right? Right? Because of whatever it is, right? Right? I would be just like the other fathers that walked off when the times got tough.
Yeah, I don't think the other fathers walked off, Bill. They got fired.
Okay. Well, if he hasn't fired me, right, and he wants and listen, and he likes for me to talk and to convey the sentiments of our company, the sentiments of our family, then what would Oscar the Dauphin have to say about that?
Yeah.
What concern is he when he's a direct competitor to us? How do you know that the competitor is telling you anything other than some foolishness?
Hey, Bill, I got a good question for you. I got a good question for you.
That's why Devin says that they want to separate us. That's what Devin says, right?
Bill, what's the difference between Bill Haney, the father, and Bill Haney, the promoter, when it comes to Devin Haney?
Bill Haney, the father, has kids, and we have a big family. We have, the Haneys, right?
Right.
So Bill Haney, the father, I have a granddaughter, right, that deserves attention, and you know what I mean. Have conversations that I need to have with Devin, as far as that goes, as far as being a dad. He's a new dad, right? That's different than the promoter shit, right? The promoter shit is a different job. I have a place as a father, and then I have the job as to come out and let the people know what's cracking with us.
So when you speak on the public platforms like the Boxing Voice and this platform and this and that, are you acting as the father or are you acting as the promoter when it comes to Devin Haney?
Well, it depends. I speak on them. When I'm speaking that, and I'm speaking as Devin, the youngest undisputed champion in boxing, May 2nd, Jose Ramirez and, those things, letting everyone know what we've been doing and how training camp is coming along, for sure. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of times that they ask questions as like you're asking as a father, right? Well, how do you feel about this? Or what do you feel about them person saying this? So you know what I mean? I'm able to wear dual hats.
Yeah, but what do hat. So I think sometimes, the lines get blurred because, like, okay, when you were on there talking to Gabe Rosado, it seemed like that was more Bill Haney, the father, defending his son. Am I observing that right or am I observing that wrong?
No, I mean, I think that the caller that just called in could have come in and did this job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of people that can can come in and do this job when they're hearing it coming from me. That's why I said this. I said that caller was 100% on point. That's
So you want to take some calls now?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, hold on. So y'all call the show, man. 530-494-9636. Anybody want to ask Bill Haney a question? He's on the show right now. He's taking the time out. And again, I do appreciate you calling in. There's a million things that you could be doing, but you call this show. I really do appreciate it. It's great for content.
I appreciate it.
It's great for content.
Let me tell you, Coach. No, and I appreciate it. And it's always great content when we get out.
Yes, sir.
A lot of topics we come in and we having fun and we joking and we're doing that, which is great content. And then we have topics that we talk about
I got
passionate topics like this.
I have some super chats I need to read, Bill. I think some of them may be questions. So let me let me do this. This guy say Ryan's a quitter. Okay, I read that one already. He said, what would boxing, NFL, or NBA be without melanin? All right. He say Tyson Fury's statue is super disrespectful. All right. This dude named Akello says that he said Bill calls Tank all kind of monkeys, but is always playing the victim. Stop doing whole shit and expect people not to call you out on your shit. Okay, hold on, Bill. I got a call.
Call from.
Hold on.
Right.
Hold on. All right. Hold on. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Bill Haney's on the phone.
What's up, Coach? What's up, Bill? I'm calling from Louisiana.
What's up, man?
What is your name and where you calling from?
Raz. I'm from Louisiana.
Raz from Louisiana.
Lafayette.
We got a show. We got Shamar Canal on a show down in Shreveport, Louisiana, next weekend.
Shreveport, yeah. I'm familiar with Shreveport, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, Bill, I have two questions for you, man. I'm not going to take up time because I know a lot of people want to call in. My first question is, with Ellie, man, at one point, you, Ellie, and Devin was cool, because I remember seeing a video when he was hanging out with you guys when you all putting some cars in a trailer or something.
Yeah, I think Ellie, like I said, man, Ellie's a different breed. I think he's an opportunist, and wherever he can get the opportunity at, he'll exploit it. And he never had good intentions with us.
Right. Let me ask you this, question also. Whatever happened with church, man? Are you gonna bring church back in the camp?
You know what? I haven't talked to church in quite some time. I don't know. I think church has a job somewhere doing something else. He's not in the he's in the music. That's what he's into. He's in the music.
Yeah, man. It seemed like when church was around you guys, man, it just had a certain energy, a certain vibe about it. Dev had he's a confident kid, but he just seemed like he had a different kind of confidence when church was around. You know what I'm saying? Church had a build up, making him, feel special like he is. And I don't know, man. I just think, man, at some point, bring church back, man. You know what I'm saying? Bring him back in there with Devin, because I know he had a lot of love for Dev in you.
Yeah.
Bring him back in the gym with you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on, but it just seemed like church just had that fire in Dev, man. And the optics, the look of it just seemed great, man. Something you might want to just think about doing, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, I'm just a singer, man. I ain't nobody, man. I'm just, I'm just on the outside watching, looking in.
I appreciate the advice. Church does good at what he does. You know what I'm saying? He's really good at it. He's really good at it.
Yeah, man. He just brought a certain, like I said, a certain kind of optics, man. He just Dev looked the act like a champion when church was around. To be honest with you.
I will listen
because I watched all of it.
March 29th, if you can get down there to go support Shamar Canal, you know what I mean?
Where's it going to be at the casino?
You know what? I don't know. I can't really remember where it's going to be at, but if you were to go on his page and follow him, Shamar Canal, Shamar the Boss Canal, and you're gonna get it.
All right, Raz,
Okay,
shout
I'll
out to you,
definitely
fam.
check it out,
I
man.
appreciate you, fam. Salute,
All
fam.
right, man. Y'all be
Louisiana,
blessed,
stand
man.
up.
All right, later.
Louisiana, stand up. Shout out to Raz, man. Yeah, hey Bill, let me ask you this question. What's the difference? What's the difference between Ellie Setback and Vlad TV?
You know what? It's the same thing. Is that Vlad gives opportunity for you to go on there and kick your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just like you do. You give opportunity. I think if I called Ellie right now, Ellie wouldn't have this dialogue back and forth that we're having. You know what I mean? And I think that one of the people that the only one person that I've heard Vlad say couldn't come on the show was Charleston White because he talked about Boosie's kids. But other than that, I don't think that he's ever told anyone that they couldn't come on his platform.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Again, I don't. Yeah, you know. Hold on, Bill.
Call from
Mike.
Hold on, we got another call calling in.
Dude.
Hey Bill, we got another call calling in. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, P, where's the fight going to be at Bigfoot?
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's not Shreveport. Let me just give this announcement.
Okay, go ahead, Bill. Go ahead.
It's not Shreveport. It's going to be Baton Rouge, and it's the Battle in the Bayou, and the Shamar Canal making his first main event.
Hey,
debut under DHP.
I'm on Instagram right now. You say what is his name is, Bill?
It's Shamar Canal. Shamar. SHAMAR.
Okay.
Canal. CANAL.
All right, I got you. Hold on. Shamar Canal. Let me write it down right here. I'll follow him. You say it's in Louisiana?
Okay. Yeah, we appreciate it, and that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about.
Canal. I spell his last name.
It's CANAL.
Okay. All right, I got you.
Right? Is the places that kick the narratives, right? Okay, and then don't allow us to come on and challenge the argument. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
those are mainly the platforms that I, those are more the one-sided drivers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or
we got a caller on. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, yo, Coach, what up, man? It's Mike out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. What's good, Bill?
Mike out of Connecticut.
Good,
hey,
man?
bro, hey, I need you to shout out to you, fam. We got 1 million calls calling in, so please land your plane, my brother. Talk to me.
Okay. Yo, Bill, what weight Haney fighting Ramos at?
It's not Ramos. We'll be fighting May 2nd in Times Square against Jose Ramirez.
Oh, Ramirez.
Yeah.
And that Ryan fight after that is going to be at 147?
147, inshallah, and that'll be in October.
And Dev's going to stay solid at 147? Or he coming back down?
Excuse me?
Dev's going to be solid at 147, or he coming back down to defend that title?
You know what? We're going to be campaigning at 147 right now, and that's all that we're looking at right now. We can't look too much farther than that. It's hard to even look at Ryan Garcia and but you know what I mean, without, we need to stay focused on Jose Ramirez. He's a two-time champion at 140. Of course, Ryan Garcia, no way he was going to make 143. No way he's going to make 44, 40. He might not even make 47. You see what I mean? But we got,
Right. Hey,
I just got a hunt.
I gotta say, Bill, yo, you doing a good job. But like Coach said, Bill, man, yo, fuck the feds. Like, you can't, people just gonna trash Dev, you know what I mean? I apologize for cursing, but, I rock with Dev. Sometimes I rock with you, sometimes I don't, but I'm a dad, so I gotta rock with you. You dig?
No,
And,
I dig it for real.
Nah, hold it down, man. You know what I mean? Dev got to put some videos out on his training, man, and show the fans something, brother.
Hey, listen, but let me tell you this though. You'll go to a lot of parents. I don't know how old is your kid?
My kids is 15 and 13.
15 and 13. I've seen parents show a lot of passion at down at the park. You know what I mean? I've seen parents show passion at the at amateur fights. Pop Warner football, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? You're never gonna lose that passion.
Hey, Bill, sometimes I'll be mad at you, but I'll be like, yo, that's just done. You know what I mean? That's man. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I gotta respect it, man. And keep doing what you're doing, man. The hate's always gonna be there when you're making that paper, you dig?
All right.
Coach, hold it down.
All right, salute, fam. Hey, listen. Shout out to you, brother. Give him a round of applause. We got another call calling in, Bill.
Yeah.
Got another call calling in, but let me address this super chat. Ali, a film by Ali, my good brother. Shout out to Ali, man. Hold on.
Call from Douglasville Boxing Club.
All right. Hold on, caller. We got other calls calling in, so at the same damn time. All right. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Coach? It's Coach Eddie from ATL. What's going on,
All
brother?
right, Coach Eddie, hold on. I got to read this super chat. It's been here a while, so I just need you just to be patient with me.
Yes, sir.
A film by Ali. He said, Bill talking all this slave driving shit. He said, Bill, respectfully, you're talking about a time in history when you would be swinging from a tree because of your preference for white women. He said, can't have it both ways, Bill Haney.
Listen, my wife's last name is Lopez. Her dad is Puerto Rican. I love my wife to death, and she's very sympathetic to the struggle. She done got on the table and bled about these black babies that she done had. You know what I mean? And I'm riding with her till the wheels fall off.
Okay, we got another one. This guy right here named JA05, he said, if Fanon is a driver for Hating on Haney, does Bill consider BFTB a daily driver for ruthlessly attacking Terrence Crawford, an upstanding black man for years on end? Yeah, he the one that gave Crawford the name Top Rank Toby. That's where that came from. What you say? How to say about that?
Both of them, you know what I mean, are friends of mine. You know what I mean, and I don't, they have differences. But he's not. BFTB is not driving. He's not driving to uplift or demean Terrence Crawford because of his skin color at all.
Okay, well,
but they definitely have differences.
Oh, Bill, I got to give you some pushback on that, Bill. Like, this dude vehemently hates Terrence Crawford. There's a million videos that's out there when you call him Top Rank Toby. He's a slave. There are videos out there, and I have the receipts. If I tell you I got the receipts, I got them. Other members who were the leader of that organization said that they hope this is when Trill Boxing was still on. It was Trill, it was CC, and it was 7-8. And they was talking about when Crawford was fighting over there with Bill K. Prime and Bill and Blue Blood was over there. He said that, look, man, I'm gonna just let everybody know how I feel. Black Fight fan tried to stop him from saying something stupid, and he said he hoped that Blue Blood Sports TV grape Terrence Crawford. I don't give a damn about him. He said he was drunk. So I totally disagree with that. These guys say some of the most salacious stuff about black fighters. And if your argument is, the drivers who drive certain narratives are to put, if that's your argument, okay, what's the difference in what they're doing to other black fighters versus this what Fanon is doing?
So 7-8 loves Terrence Crawford. Loves him to death, right?
He said what?
And BFTB, listen, he loves Terrence Crawford, and BFTB loves Earl Spence, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, he loved Earl Spence.
He loved Earl Spence, so
But what does that have to do with? Anyways, no, never mind.
I think it's more, I think it's more competitive than anything else.
Okay. Shout out to Film by Ali again, dropping that quarter of a dub. He said, we the people need BH to publicly address. Did he give Coach backdoor hotel location to black LDBC leader last year? He's talking about...
Wallahi, I didn't. Wallahi, I swear to God, I didn't. I would never do that. I would never do no shit like that. And I talked to you about that.
Yeah, we spoke about that. We spoke about it off air.
Yeah.
We spoke about it off air.
Yeah.
And and I clarified that. I let people know that we did speak about it. And I did let the people know that. Shout out to hey, good looking out, Ali. Everybody who's sending super chats. Eddie, Coach Eddie, talk to me.
Yeah, this is more of a statement than a question. This kind of just addressing, the thumbnail of your topic of your show today. And this is more not directed at Devin Haney, but this is more directed at black fighters as a whole. I can remember guys like, Jim Gray, who would have these messed up post-fight interviews with these black fighters. Jim Lampley Larry Merchant was always giving Roy Jones a hard time, but he praised Triple G for fighting bums. And every time he was Roy Jones, when you gonna fight somebody, Roy? Same nature they were trying to push with Floyd Mayweather. He putting everybody to sleep. I think even Floyd Mayweather and Larry Merchant had a dust up in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And then Bernard Hopkins, he was another guy who had some post-fight interviews with these commentators and these people who are these announcers or whatever you want to call them. They was trying to put these jaggers on these black fighters by praising the other fighters for doing the same thing.
James Tony.
Black fighter, they say, oh.
James Tony as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Pernell Whitaker.
So they get
Pernell Whitaker as well.
They had interviews.
Yeah.
So there is a double standard because they will praise these white fighters. They say, oh, the white fighter is boxing beautifully. If it's a black fighter, they're going to say, oh, he's moving around too much. He's scared. He don't want to engage. They change the narrative. Or so which one is it? It's like they do hold us to a higher standard. They said Roy wasn't fighting nobody. But look at Triple G's resume. Triple G really wasn't fighting nobody, coach. But they was building him as an Eastern European assassin who's a knockout artist.
Hey, see,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if Bill was watching it. Devin was boxing around that time, but they was. See, I think that was the demise of HBO. What happened was they was pushing the fighters who they should have been backing. They was trying to push the Eastern European fighters. It was Triple G. I don't know if you remember this, Bill. It was Sergey Kovalev, and it was and then eventually what's my name? Lomachenko came over. Do you remember that, Bill? How the media was around that time?
Man, you know what? I can't say that I 100%, you know what I mean, remember it or I don't. I'm not 100% right there with thinking about what Kovalev and Klitschko and all the rest of them guys. I'm not even thinking about the European fighters right now, honestly, Coach.
I think the point Coach Ed is trying to make is like what you're saying that you're going through right now. What you're going through right now with the media, not giving your son a fair shake, always criticizing him. I think what he's saying is they did that to Roy, they did that to Floyd, they did that to I remember Pernell Whitaker, they did it to Bernard Hopkins, they did it to James Lightside Tony wasn't a media friendly guy at all. Larry Merchant, Jim Lampley. Well, I don't know about Jim Lampley, but definitely Larry Merchant. I think is that what you're saying? Is you trying to draw the parallel, Coach Eddie?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Coach. That parallel was like Jim Gray used to always get them messed up post-fight interviews. You know what I'm saying? They was always taking the dump on their performance. Somebody they ain't fighting nobody, trying to knock them in any way. And Bernard Hopkins, he was anti-establishment. So now how he done flipped the script. He done got on board now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what happened? With Bernard, because Bernard used to be solid, man. But now he's been moving kind of shaky. You know what I'm saying?
Bill, you there?
Yeah, I'm very familiar. I remember both Bernard having a problem with the commentators, Roy having a problem with the commentators. I remember all of that for sure.
Okay.
Nothing ain't the shit ain't changed none though, Eddie. It ain't changed.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. So I'm saying your son is falling right in that category with that group of fighters, that talented group of fighters that they're not going to cut him any slack. They're going to look for anything to nitpick on him because that's what you do with greatness. You try to nitpick. You try to find anything, to put a jacket on somebody. They're doing the same thing with Shakur. Oh, he's boring. Well, he likes Shakur now to kick and fight, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The kid's a good fighter, man. But they try to, put a negative jacket on him also. They did the same thing with Terrence Crawford. They talking about Terrence Crawford don't sell no tickets. He's a boring fighter. They said that about him too. So all our great fighters, they always try to find some way to take a dump on them at some point in time in their career. So like same thing with Wild. Oh, he can't fight. He's a wild man. He can't box. I mean, but at the end of the day, the man was knocking people out. I mean, now you can look at his resume, and that's up for debate. But at the end of the day, he was putting on for us for a little while. But I ain't gonna hold your line, Coach. I know you got a lot of calls today, Coach.
All right, salute, fans. Hey, shout out to Coach Eddie, man. ATL, stand up.
He bring it on home.
Hey, Bill. You know what? I'm glad he mentioned that. He brought up Bernard Hopkins. It's amazing to me. I don't know. I want to ask this question. I don't know what you and Bernard Hopkins' relationship is like right now at the moment. But okay, it's good because the path that you're taking, Bernard Hopkins, you're fighting the establishment. That's pretty much what you're saying. You told me this, and you said it on many different platforms. You're coming up against the establishment. So the establishment behind the scenes is, they control certain social media outlets, certain YouTube channels, and they're trying to push a narrative to alienate and destroy Devin Haney. Is that what you, am I somewhere in the ballpark?
Oh, no, absolutely. But what's different nowadays is the True Media, Boxing Voice, Aki,
I like Aki.
7-8.
Boxing
right,
Voice.
right, 7-8. No, you know what I mean? BFTV. We have an opportunity to have a voice that we would only have on fight night. So you would see a lot of the rage come out in the fighter because that's the only time he can get. He'll say, and I think you see a lot of times you see the fighter sometimes during the press conference. You saw Tank at the press conference. At the end, he said, "Ain't that you over there? And ain't that you over there? And ain't that you over there?" You know what I'm saying? They address him when they see him. But nowadays with platforms like yours, and I always tell you, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on here. You know what I mean? Because that's what this all about is reaching to the people and understanding and letting them understand that we're just not going for just anything. We're not no Rampage Jackson, no big old dude that just say get in the ring and just fight and shut up. You know what I'm saying? We paid you the money that we paid you. Now shut up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think with people tend to have me wrong at. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, check this out. I'm gonna show you why I'm glad he brought up B-Hop. B-Hop took more of the independent route. He did work with Don King and Bob Arum, but then he used to manage himself, negotiate his own contracts and all that stuff there at one point in time. So Bernard Hopkins, the promoter or the investor in Golden Boy, is a total different person than he was as a fighter. And I noticed a lot of these older fighters like Roy and Bernard B-Hop, now that they retired, it seems like they become a little bit more softer. Some of these guys are my favorite fighters at that time. They become a little bit more softer, and it's like they have become more, I don't want to say Roy, but definitely B-Hop, more of the company man. And I would think that Bernard Hopkins would be able to relate more to the Haneys because he took kind of like that same plight before y'all. He spoke about, fighting the system and the racism and what he going through, and he's an outspoken black man and getting robbed by Don King, the brother, and he's this and that. So I would think that you and Bernard will have more in common than anything.
Well, that was the thing that more of my feelings was hurt because I grew up watching Bernard and just watching his struggle. His struggle is famous. He represents getting out the penitentiary and getting a second chance at it and going all the way to the top of the game. So I was two parts. I was hurt at the fact that we approached him for help with dealing with getting a fight with Golden Boy and Ryan Garcia early on. To no avail, and that just could be just because of his loyalty to the business standpoint. But that wasn't the straw that necessarily broke the camel's back in terms of the way in which I felt about Bernard at that time. The second time happened is when Bernard spoke on what young fighters aren't today in comparison to the old fighters. And what I said was Bernard, I said, well, Dev is not in the streets. He's fighting. He's, he became undisputed, and he's doing all the things that he can do in a time and a climate that you can understand the politics in, Bernard. So anything that you're saying that we ain't fought the people, well, we've tried to fight them. You know what I mean? We've tried to be everything that you are, the throwback fighter and the independent fighter and all those things, but it was to no avail because of the politics and the powers that be. But that's water under the bridge. That's water under the bridge with me and Bernard. We spoke. I have the utmost respect for him and his wife and everything like that. And you know what I mean? I just understand that, you know, people can agree to disagree. You know what I mean? And you know, we're on the same page now.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.